over the weekend, the NPP chose Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia to lead them as flag bearer into the 2024 elections. There's a lot to talk about, and we're going to start with political scientist Dr. Amoako Baah. He joins us over the phone. Doc, it's always a pleasure. Good morning to you.
Morning. How are you?
Very well indeed. Well, so the process unfolded almost without incident over the weekend, and 203,000 delegates were expected to vote. Almost all of them did, and they chose Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Of course, let's not forget that it started with the super delegates process several weeks ago. I guess I'm interested in knowing whether you believe that the processes over the weekend has furthered democracy in the NPP.
Not at all. Not at all. It's made it worse. It is the opponent, NDP chairman, who said that it is quite surprising that NPP lawyers will sit down and draft out the so-called MOU, which they know is not binding, that the candidates should sign. They will not leave the party, they will accept the winner, whatever. And he said, you do not know that this is not binding, that if there is an issue that people are upset about, correct that issue. Don't force your hands on a piece of paper, which is illegal to start with. That's the problem. So the woes are deepening. I don't know how. They think they can win, but this is not an election. You read the Constitution. The party is a mechanism where people of like-mindedness get together to participate in the affairs of government. It is not they themselves, the party officials, who are supposed to pick a candidate for the party members and then present it to the country. Now that is exactly what it is. It started long ago. There are two ways of cheating in an election. You rig the election through the electoral commissioner mechanisms, or you do what they did. What they did, the party did, with the active support of the president, it's not necessarily illegal, but it is not appropriate. Because if you continue on that path, eventually it becomes dictatorship.
I believe I heard you say that they cheated. Is that how you characterize what happened?
Well, yes. If, with the active support of the president, all the elected people are cajoled to support one candidate, you have 10 candidates. How is it possible, or what's the likelihood that all these people will jump on one side behind the candidature of the vice president?
But that's happened several times in the past. 94% was the margin by which President Akufo-Addo was chosen as
because he won. I'm not looking at the percentage. How it happened. It's very important. That is more important than what he got. I was part of those 94% who voted for him. Because we are in a position, we were hungry, so let's all get together. We work hard, let's put him there. We went around telling people, let him go unopposed. You understand? I was one of those people. Those who did not agree, we let them go. We let them go the way they want. In the end, it came to what it came to. No shenanigans, no cheating, no arms twisting. But this has not happened. This is not what happened this time around. No, not at all. All MPs behind Bawumia. The CEOs, whatever, all active government officials behind Bawumia. National Council behind Bawumia. National elders behind Bawumia. The delegates behind Bawumia because they've been promised money. In fact, after such an event as this internal election, the conversation should be that this candidate we picked is very able and we are going to rally behind it. That is not the conversation we are having here in Kumasi. The candidates are complaining they didn't get enough money. You see, Bawumia paid 400, Kennedy paid 3. So they say it's not enough because some of the party chairman got 1.2 million. That's what they're talking about.
But these things have not been substantiated. You know, these amounts.
I'll send you a picture.
No, I mean the 1.2 million and so forth.
They would, look, I just talked to a presenter. He told me the same thing. In fact, he's the one. Are you kidding? You want substantiation. You want red-handed people doing it. The money is on the table at the polling site. What do you want? What else do you want?
All right.
Is this the first time? You didn't see it as no? Have you never heard of it before? I understand sometimes you guys try to play the middle ground so there's no bias there. But the thing you know already, don't meddle with the word. This is true.
We're talking to Dr. Amoako Baah, as a political scientist. We're analyzing the NPP primaries that happened over the weekend. Now, Dr. Amoako Baah, the two front runners from the very beginning were Kennedy Ejapong and Dr. Bawumia. There are some who look at all the four contestants and ask whether or not the NPP actually put their best feet forward, if you will, in these primaries. What are your thoughts?
Before the beginning of this year, and all the shenanigans going on, the front runner was Alan Chamberlain, not Bawumia. That is the one people were looking at. You see, things happen. They didn't play fair with him. Eventually, he jumped ship. Said, okay, take it. We quit. Now, if it's a country where we care about our country, maybe some of the other candidates will quit also in support of one. Because they know clearly they didn't deal fair. It was not fair at all. Yet, we won't talk about it because of money. Everybody in there wants some money. They don't go and rock the boat. Just go along with what's going on. And you get your money. That's it. Meanwhile, the country is going down the tubes. And it's getting worse every day. That's what I'm talking about. It's not because I hate NPP. I don't have hate NPP. But what is the point of supporting NPP? The point of destroying the country? What's the point? That's what I don't understand. And the path we're on, if we continue, nobody has to come and stop us or stop by itself. Because it cannot go on. That's it. As I've said already, 2025, we are going to end it again. Because whoever wins, there will be no money to govern. And we haven't finished. We still have 1 year, more than 1 year to do. We don't know what other skeletons are going to collapse. Let's wait and see. If nothing happens at all, IMF will have to suspend some of the restrictions they have imposed on us already in terms of not hiring people, don't spend this and don't spend that. Are you kidding? Letting you and don't spend? No, we are going to spend. You see. So it's going to be tougher. Well, let's wait and see.
Right, Dr. Amoako Baah, the Vice President won with 61% of the valid votes cast. Now, his camp had been projecting no less than 70%. Some even went as high as 80% to have been the margin by which he would win. Does this percentage, 61%, first of all, is it significant that that percentage by which he won? And secondly, does it indicate that he has the full support of the party?
This is a clear indication that he doesn't. If they don't know anything, this should be a warning to them. I'm talking about those party officials who think they have to give us whom they want. It's clear indication that they don't have the full support of the party. You see, I don't know if they can correct it. It's gone too far. And when you do that, for a party to win, today should be a celebration for the party because we picked a flag bearer. Just as we picked Nado the last time around. But today, It's not a day of celebration. People are reflecting. What happened? Why? What are we going to do? And those who are bitter become even more bitter. Those who are disappointed become more disappointed. You see. So what are we going to do? If you don't have your full support to go to against the opponent, is it likely to win? No, not likely. So let's wait and see. Because these people, they don't care about statistics. They care about what they want. What they want is what they want. So let's wait and see.
Although former President Kufuor also won the primaries with some 64 odd % and went ahead to become president.
That is all things being equal. This one, all things are not equal at all. That's the difference.
Okay.
If you run a fair race and you get 61%, you've done very well. Especially in this case when you had 10 candidates to start with. But all things are not equal. This is money. Who had the most money gets to win. Bawumia had the most money. He won. But look at it. Okay, Kennedy also bought some of the votes. He paid money. I won't say Bawumia is the only one who paid money. Kennedy paid money. But the two are not the same. Bawumia's had money and the arm of the government behind it. And still got 61%. That is not good at all. When you have such a situation, you should see numbers about 85, 90%.
All right. Well, a lot has been said about the fact that this is historic. Dr. Bawumia is the first flag bearer from the northern part of the country, the first Muslim flag bearer. And that these things are pluses for the NPP in terms of a reputation as an inclusive party. Does this give any special advantage to the party going into this?
It gives a disadvantage. If he had won fair and square, then it would be an advantage. He didn't win fair and square. This is fraud, really. How can the party, against all the other candidates, pick this one, support him with money, everything, incumbency advantage? Now the president should go retire and go home because Bawumia is just about the president now. How does he do that? What else do you want to give him? And still, the numbers are not very good. And that should warn you, you see. But there's another issue there. If Bawumia won fair and square, I'll support him. If he run against Mahama, he wins fair and square, I'll support him too. But the two candidates you have, is it not ironic that a nation of 35, more than 35 million, will have two candidates, both from the north? I know what people are going to say. Oh, you are being tribalistic. I'm not being tribalistic. I'm being analytical. What are the chances that two candidates from the north will emerge as the two frontrunners? Look, NDC raised its registration fee so high nobody can contest except those who have money. And then they did certain machinations to make sure Mahama is the one who will come forward. Then they didn't want it to appear as they have picked him unopposed. And so they enticed someone to contest against him, the person of Gibbles. He got a contest. I would like to see the receipt of this registration fee that gentleman paid. You understand? All this tells you that it's just shenanigans, machination. It is the party that is giving us a candidate, not the people. So the NDC gives us Mahama through this machination, and NPP gives us Bawumia through a worse machination. How do we go forward with Norther and Norther? And they are only
is it your analysis
of the vote?
Yeah, Doc, is it your analysis that without machinations, a northern candidate could never lead either of these two parties?
No, not so at all. No, he could. Bawumia could. He could become the legitimate flag bearer of NPP, but not this time around. But he wanted to do it, and the powers that be wanted him to do it for whatever reason. One of the reasons is there are a lot of malfeasance that has gone on. Somebody has to be in there for them, look out for them. That's what's going on. And so when you do this and bring us vote for this one or this one, they're both Northlands, what are the chances that this is exactly what's going to happen? And I say, the way they came forward is pretty much fraud. Fraud. This is not how we are supposed to do it. This is not what is mandated by the Constitution. To put it aside, we do what we want. This is what is going on. And it makes me sad. I'm not angry. I'm just sad. How long are we going to do the wrong thing and expect the country to get better? How long? Where in this world do you see that when people go to vote, they bring the money van and share money? Where? Openly. Bribery is there, yes, I know. It's an old vice. But because it's wrong, they do it clandestinely. Now, we have come to accept as part of the process. So it's open. I say no, this one. I'll send you some videos and pictures, you will see.
Dr. Amoako Baah, my name is Mama V. On the issue of the money, they've explained that those monies were for transportation, breakfast, and lunch sometimes.
Not true. The party cater for that, not the candidates. The party caters for that.
But the party also allowed the candidate to also give them more transportation and more feeding.
Wow, they are traveling twice.
but Dr. Amoako Baah, I want a little clarification on something that you said. Is it an issue for you that we have two men from the north on the ballots? Is that an issue for you, even though one is Muslim and one is Christian?
Not at all. No. Look, I have to tell you, Bawumia was my friend until recently. So he's gone there. Maybe sometime I'll support him. But the point is how they came. It is true shenanigans, and therefore it's fraud. That is my beef. You cannot pick people and put them here and say, vote for this one or that one. That's not how it's done. Without the active participation of the people themselves. This is a democracy. That is the problem. Besides, these two gentlemen, we know their work already. We know their work already. Vice President is Nanado. If he is capable, we should have helped him. What did he do? At some point he said that the Nanado people wouldn't allow him to do his job. Now, you are in bed with them. What does that say? What does it say? You're a man of sincerity. You're a man of principles. That means whatever you have to do, you do it. That's my problem. Mr. Mahama, we've seen his record. To be frank, in his last days, was not as bad as it is today. In Mahama's last days, it was not as bad as it is today. But I ask the question. In his last days, he didn't know what to do. He couldn't think far. The debt was less than half what we have today. And he couldn't do it. Can he do it now that is this big? Can he do it? What is he going to do? Akbaragwa? Magic what? That's my problem. And we shouldn't sit idly by and behave and say, oh, God is going to fix it for us, as if we don't have any sense. We've seen his record. We've seen Bawumia's record too. Now we are going to talk as if we've gone through elections and the percentages and what does this mean? No, none of that matters. In fact, if it's a good country, what happened in the NPP when they made Alan Chamatin what they did and he jumped out, the other candidates will have resigned in support of him. Okay, you want this one? Well, why don't you, all of us, will quit? Give it to him now. And let's see what happens. But nobody will do that because we are greedy people. Each one thinks he's going to win, so no, he's not going to do that. That's how it is. And together, all of us will fail. This is what is going on. I'm not a tribalist. I'm not a tribalist. As a matter of fact, if you talk to President Mahama, he will tell you, I went to see him several times. I even supposed to meet him at his own house I went there, but I never got to meet him because President Atamils told me to engage with him to talk to him about certain things.
But Dr.
But we never could
Makuba,
find time.
why
So
do
I'm
you
not against him.
why do you insist that you've seen the record of Dr. Bawumia when really he's not the president, he's only assisting the president?
You don't have to be the president before you know what you can do. You understand? There are some certain situations where the vice president is even more popular than the president because people have seen his performance. You see, but it's not only that. Look at another issue. We have a law against vote buying, not so.
Yes.
And then we go to the polls to buy votes, and we believe as if we haven't seen it. That it doesn't matter. That is acceptable. In broad daylight, we're sharing money, and then we announce the result. And this one got it. It's a proper country. I have said it. I will tell the judiciary because when things are going terribly wrong, they are the last vestiges of decency in the country. So I'm going to file suit that since this election was conducted under illegality, vote buying, the result should be nullified.
So you'll be filing a suit?
Yes.
Okay. Well, we'll certainly want to keep a track on that. But assuming everything proceeds, let me know. Do you believe Dr. Bawumia can beat John Mahama?
I doubt very much. If he had the support of his whole party by people's own will, then I'll say yes. Under the circumstances, the baggage on Nanado has been transferred to Bawumia. That's the problem. And I don't know how he's going to pull it off, especially since some of his own party supporters are against him. This is the problem. When they were doing what they were doing, they didn't think that to win, you need everyone in your party, your own party, and then some from the other side. But you have alienated your own party members. It is Esiedun Ketia who said it, that he does not understand how astute lawyers in NPP can sit down and draft an MOU to say that when you lose, you will not do this, and you will not do that, and you will not do that. Knowing the people are upset. So why don't you fix what is making them upset as you go forward, instead of this bogus MOU? I told him it's dead on arrival, and it's dead on arrival, it's not a binding. That makes him even more upset. So how are you going to go forward without your own people? What are you going to do? And this is just the beginning. Only God knows. Any other scandals come is on Bawumia. I'm telling you, because Nanado is in charge. But if it comes, since he pretty much is taking over, it's on him. And it's coming. And it's a shameful thing for us to sit in this country and we are worried about elections when people in Volta region are dying. They are living in the water. Are they crocodiles? What is going on here? No sense of urgency. As if by itself it will go away. We should declare a state of emergency so others can help. But no, because there's no money to operate any state of emergency. So it's there. Hoping that by God's grace, the sun will shine very hot and dry up the water. It's not going to happen anytime soon.
Yeah.
That's something to think about. This is a country we are fighting about politics, and people are dying. The whole of water region, about 75% of them is shut down. You don't do anything. You don't work. Cemetery is messed up. It's mixed with the food supply, industry, restaurant. What schools? What is open in water region in that area? It's a very big area. What is open? It doesn't worry us because they don't vote for MPP? No, I don't see it that way. It's irresponsible to go in such an emergency situation and start by saying, you guys don't vote for me. Yes, we know that. But this is the time you show the leadership that they are your brothers. So do what you have to do. And then after that, maybe by what you do, they will change their minds and say, hey, these people, they are not as bad as we thought. So now we're going to vote for MPP too. No, you don't do that. Well, because he's going home.
Yeah, Dr. Amoako Baah, before you leave us, I want to get a bit more clarity on your intention to file a suit
Yes.
to have the results of the primaries nullified. Can you help us understand in what capacity are you filing this suit? As a member of the party or what? And also, under what law are you bringing this action?
Well, the law is very easy. We have a law, I've forgotten the number, law against vote buying. You
Right.
understand? This came up last election. So it's there, everybody knows. That one is easy. In what capacity, as a member of the party, if my candidate didn't go get enough, it's because he didn't pay enough or he didn't pay anything. That is grounds for a lawsuit. They are not supposed to pay before we get voted for.
So who is your candidate who was your candidate?
Oh, there are so many. I can cite Adanimu, I can cite others.
Right. Okay. So you will pick one of them.
Yes.
Right.
And they will agree.
Okay. I want to thank you for speaking to us this morning. Dr. Amoako Baah is a political scientist.